Welcome to the Edge of the Unknown. In this thrilling episode, we follow an American astronaut crew as they embark on a groundbreaking mission to a distant planet. What they discover there will change everything. An army in futuristic armor, their true intentions revealed, and a race against time to prevent a catastrophic invasion. Will they succeed? Stay tuned to find out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible space adventures. And here's a question for you. If you could join any space mission, where would you go? Now, let's dive into the story. In the year 2045, the United States launched its most ambitious mission yet, sending a team of astronauts on a journey to the far reaches of our solar system. The crew aboard the spaceship Odyssey consisted of Commander Sarah Mitchell, Lieutenant James Parker, Dr. Elena Vargas, and Engineer Mark Thompson. Their destination was Kepler, 62F, a planet located 1,200 light-years away, believed to be habitable. As they embarked on their voyage, the world watched with bated breath, eager to see what secrets this new world held. The journey took years, but the crew remained focused and determined. They had trained for this moment their entire lives. As they approached Kepler, 62F, the excitement grew. The planet appeared lush and green from afar, with vast oceans and towering mountains. The crew prepared for landing, knowing that this would be humanity's first step onto another world. Little did they know, their arrival would mark the beginning of a series of events that would change the course of history. As the Odyssey descended through the atmosphere, the crew marveled at the breathtaking landscapes below. The planet was teeming with life, unlike anything they had ever seen. Rivers flowed with vibrant blue water, and forests stretched endlessly across the horizon. The air was crisp and fresh, filled with the scent of alien flora. As they landed safely, the crew exited the ship, stepping onto the surface of Kepler, 62F for the first time. They set up camp and began their exploration, gathering samples and documenting every detail. Days turned into weeks, and the crew became accustomed to their new environment. One evening, as they gathered around the campfire, discussing their findings, they noticed something unusual in the distance. A faint glow, like the reflection of lights from a city, shimmered on the horizon. Intrigued, they decided to investigate. The crew ventured deeper into the forest, guided by the mysterious glow. As they approached, the source became clearer, a massive structure, towering above the trees. It resembled a futuristic military base, with sleek, metallic surfaces and advanced technology. The sight sent shivers down their spines. Could this be evidence of intelligent life? The crew cautiously approached the structure, their hearts pounding in anticipation. Inside, they found an array of high-tech equipment, including holographic displays and advanced weaponry. The walls were adorned with maps and schematics, detailing intricate plans for an invasion. The crew realized with horror that this wasn't just any military base, it was a staging ground for an attack on Earth. Panic set in as they pieced together the information. The alien army had been planning for years, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Commander Sarah Mitchell quickly assembled her team, realizing the gravity of the situation. They needed to act fast. "We can't let them launch," she declared, her voice steady despite the urgency. "We have to stop them before it's too late." The crew nodded in agreement, each of them understanding the weight of their mission. They had no choice but to confront the enemy head-on. Armed with their knowledge of the base's layout and the location of key systems, the crew devised a plan. They split into two teams. Commander Mitchell and Lieutenant Parker would infiltrate the command center, while Dr. Vargas and Engineer Thompson would disable the weapons systems. The stakes were higher than ever, and the crew knew that failure was not an option. With determination in their eyes, they set off on their mission. Commander Mitchell and Lieutenant Parker moved stealthily through the corridors of the base. Their movements synchronized and precise. They encountered several guards along the way, but thanks to their training, they managed to avoid detection. The closer they got to the command center, the more tension mounted. The walls buzzed with energy, and the air grew thick with anticipation. Finally, they reached the door to the command center. Mitchell signaled for silence, and they pressed their ears against the metal surface, listening intently. Inside, they heard voices, strange, guttural sounds that sent chills down their spines. They exchanged a glance, confirming their readiness. Mitchell took a deep breath. Then with a swift motion, she used her tools to override the security protocols. The door slid open, revealing a room filled with screens and consoles. The alien soldiers inside turned their attention to the intruders, their eyes glowing with hostility. Without hesitation, Mitchell and Parker sprang into action. They engaged the soldiers in a fierce battle, using their skills and training to their advantage. The fight was intense, with sparks flying and lasers cutting through the air. Despite the odds, the crew fought valiantly, determined to prevent the attack on Earth. Meanwhile, Dr. Vargas and Engineer Thompson worked tirelessly to disable the weapons systems. They navigated through complex machinery, carefully disarming each component. The pressure was immense, knowing that every second counted. Just as they were about to complete their task, a group of soldiers burst into the room, guns raised. The crew braced themselves for the inevitable confrontation. The battle in the command center raged on, with both sides fighting with unmatched intensity. Commander Mitchell and Lieutenant Parker dodged laser blasts and returned fire, their movements fluid and precise. The aliens were formidable opponents, but the crew's determination never wavered. Every hit they landed brought them one step closer to victory. Suddenly, a loud alarm blared throughout the base, signaling that the weapons systems had been compromised. The aliens' faces contorted with frustration and anger. They knew their plans were unraveling, and their desperation grew. The battle intensified, with both sides pushing their limits. The crew fought with renewed vigor, knowing that the fate of Earth rested on their shoulders. As the fight continued, Commander Mitchell spotted a critical control panel near the center of the room. She motioned for Parker to cover her while she made a daring move. With all her strength, she sprinted toward the panel, dodging enemy fire. Just as she reached it, a soldier lunged at her, forcing her to engage in a hand-to-hand combat. The struggle was fierce, but Mitchell's reflexes and training prevailed. She managed to overpower the soldier and quickly disabled the control panel. With the command center secured, Mitchell and Parker regrouped with Dr. Vargas and Engineer Thompson. The weapons systems were now offline, and the threat of an immediate attack had been neutralized. However, the crew knew that their work was far from over. They had to find a way to communicate with Earth and warn them of the impending danger. Time was running out, and every second counted. The crew quickly formulated a plan to establish communication with Earth. Using the advanced technology available in the base, they set up a makeshift satellite link. The process was delicate and required precision, but the team worked seamlessly together. Dr. Vargas focused on configuring the signal, while Engineer Thompson ensured the hardware was functioning properly. Commander Mitchell and Lieutenant Parker stood guard, ready to fend off any further attacks. As the connection was established, the crew felt a surge of relief. They could finally send a message to Earth, warning them of the alien threat. The message was brief but urgent. Alien army detected. Weapons systems compromised. Immediate action required. Repeat, immediate action required. They sent the transmission, praying that it would reach the right people in time. While waiting for a response, the crew took a moment to catch their breath. The adrenaline from the battle still coursed through their veins. But they knew they couldn't rest. There was still much work to be done. They needed to gather more intelligence and ensure that the base was secure. The crew divided their tasks once again, with Mitchell and Parker conducting reconnaissance outside the base, and Vargas and Thompson working on reinforcing their defenses. As they ventured beyond the base, the crew discovered more evidence of the alien army's presence. Abandoned vehicles, supplies, and even personal items scattered across the landscape. The scale of the operation was staggering, and the crew realized the depth of the threat they faced. They documented everything meticulously, knowing that this information would be crucial in preventing the invasion. The reconnaissance mission yielded valuable insights, but it also exposed the crew to greater risks. As they explored the area, they encountered patrols of alien soldiers, forcing them into several skirmishes. Each encounter was intense, with the crew using every ounce of their training to survive. Despite the challenges, they managed to gather crucial data, including detailed maps and plans for the invasion. Back at the base, Dr. Vargas and Engineer Thompson worked tirelessly to fortify their position. They reinforced the entrance with barriers and set up traps to deter any potential attacks. The crew also scoured the base for any remaining threats, ensuring that nothing could jeopardize their mission. Their vigilance paid off, and they successfully neutralized several hidden dangers. With the base secured and their defenses in place, the crew focused on maintaining communication with Earth. They sent regular updates, providing detailed reports on their progress and the status of the alien army. The responses from Earth were encouraging, with support teams mobilizing and preparations underway. The crew felt a glimmer of hope, knowing that they weren't alone in this fight. However, the crew's respite was short-lived. One night, as they settled in for some much-needed rest, an unexpected visitor arrived. A lone alien, different from the others, approached the base under a flag of truce. The crew was cautious but curious, allowing the alien to enter. The being introduced itself as Zara, a member of a faction within the alien army that opposed the invasion. Zara explained that not all of her people shared the same goals, and she sought help in stopping the attack. Zara's revelation was both shocking and hopeful. The crew listened intently as she explained the internal divisions within the alien army. Not all of them supported the invasion, and Zara represented a faction that sought peace. Her people believed that coexistence was possible, and they were willing to work with the humans to prevent the conflict. The crew was initially skeptical but intrigued by the possibility of an alliance. Commander Mitchell saw an opportunity to turn the tide in their favor. She proposed a joint operation with Zara's faction to dismantle the invasion plans completely. Zara agreed, and together, they formulated a comprehensive strategy. The crew would provide tactical support, while Zara's faction would sabotage the remaining infrastructure. The plan was risky but necessary, and both sides understood the stakes. The next morning, the crew and Zara's faction set out on their mission. They moved swiftly and quietly, targeting key locations within the alien base. Each operation was meticulously planned, with the crew and Zara's faction working in perfect harmony. The sabotage efforts were successful, and the alien army's capabilities were significantly weakened. However, the crew knew that the real challenge lay ahead, the final confrontation with the leaders of the invasion force. As they neared the heart of the base, the tension escalated. The crew and Zara's faction prepared for the ultimate showdown. The leaders of the invasion force were formidable opponents, and the crew knew that their success depended on their unity and determination. With their hearts pounding and their resolve unwavering, they entered the final chamber. The final chamber was a testament to the alien army's advanced technology and strategic prowess. High-tech weaponry lined the walls, and holographic displays showcased the intricacies of their invasion plans. At the center of the room stood the leaders of the invasion force, three imposing figures clad in sleek, armored suits. Their eyes glowed with a malevolent intensity, and their presence radiated power. Commander Mitchell stepped forward, her voice firm and resolute. "We have come to stop your plans. You will not attack Earth." The leaders exchanged glances, their expressions unreadable. For a moment, the room fell silent, the tension palpable. Then, one of the leaders spoke, his voice deep and resonant. "You do not understand. Our survival depends on it. We have no other choice." Mitchell's response was immediate and unwavering. "There is always a choice. We offer you an alternative coexistence. Together, we can build a future where both our worlds thrive." The leaders considered her words, their faces shifting between skepticism and contemplation. The crew held their breath, waiting for a response. After a tense pause, one of the leaders nodded slowly. "We will consider your proposal. But know this, if we fail, the consequences will be dire for both of us." The crew exchanged relieved glances, knowing that they had taken a significant step toward preventing the invasion. However, the battle was far from over. The crew and Zara's faction needed to ensure that the leader's decision was implemented and that the alien army disbanded peacefully. With the leader's agreement in principle, the crew and Zara's faction worked diligently to dismantle the remaining infrastructure. They dismantled weapons systems, destroyed communication networks, and secured key facilities. The process was arduous but necessary, and the crew's dedication never wavered. As they completed their tasks, they received confirmation from Earth that support teams were en route. The arrival of the support teams marked a turning point in the mission. The additional personnel bolstered the crew's efforts, allowing them to accelerate the dismantling process. The base was gradually transformed from a stronghold of aggression into a symbol of peace. The crew and Zara's faction worked side by side, united in their goal to ensure a peaceful resolution. Despite the progress, the crew remained vigilant. They knew that remnants of the alien army might attempt to disrupt their efforts. To prevent any further conflicts, the crew established a monitoring system to track any suspicious activities. The system proved invaluable, detecting and neutralizing several minor threats. The crew's resilience and adaptability ensured that no setbacks could derail their mission. As the dismantling process neared completion, the crew reflected on the journey they had undertaken. From the initial discovery of the alien army to the final stages of securing peace, they had faced countless challenges. Yet, through determination and cooperation, they had achieved the impossible. The crew felt a profound sense of accomplishment, knowing that they had prevented a catastrophic invasion and opened the door to a new era of interstellar diplomacy. However, the mission was not without its personal toll. The strain of constant vigilance and the emotional weight of their decisions took its toll on the crew. Commander Mitchell, in particular, grappled with the ethical implications of their actions. She questioned whether they had truly chosen the right path. The uncertainty gnawed at her, leaving her restless and introspective. The crew's internal reflections were interrupted by a sudden development. While conducting a routine patrol, they stumbled upon a hidden laboratory within the base. The discovery was unexpected and intriguing. The lab contained advanced research materials and experimental technologies, suggesting that the alien army had been pursuing more than just military dominance. The crew realized that the lab held the key to understanding the true motivations behind the invasion. Curiosity piqued, the crew delved deeper into the lab's contents. They uncovered a series of documents detailing the alien army's long-term objectives. The documents revealed that the invasion was part of a broader plan to ensure the survival of their species. The alien planet was facing environmental collapse, and they believed that Earth offered a solution, a new home for their people. The invasion was not driven by malice but by desperation. This revelation shifted the crew's perspective. They understood that the alien army's actions were born from a desire to protect their own, much like the human crew's mission to protect Earth. The complexity of the situation became apparent, and the crew recognized the importance of empathy and understanding in resolving conflicts. The realization fostered a newfound respect for their adversaries and underscored the need for dialogue and cooperation. With this newfound understanding, the crew approached the leaders of the alien army with a revised proposal. They suggested a collaborative effort to address the environmental issues threatening the alien planet. By pooling resources and expertise, both species could work together to find sustainable solutions. The leaders listened intently, their faces reflecting a mix of hope and skepticism. The leaders of the alien army deliberated over the crew's proposal, weighing the potential benefits against the risks. The crew waited anxiously, their hearts heavy with the weight of the decision. After what felt like an eternity, the leaders emerged from their chambers, their expressions softened. "We accept your offer," one of the leaders announced. "Together, we can forge a better future for both our peoples." The crew erupted in celebration, their spirits lifted by the breakthrough. The collaboration marked a turning point in their mission, transforming the hostile encounter into a foundation for mutual growth. The crew and the alien leaders joined forces, pooling their knowledge and resources to tackle the environmental challenges. The journey ahead promised new discoveries and opportunities for both species. As the crew continued their work, they faced numerous obstacles. The environmental issues were complex and multifaceted, requiring innovative solutions and perseverance. The crew's determination never wavered, and they embraced the challenge with enthusiasm. Alongside their alien counterparts, they developed groundbreaking technologies and implemented sustainable practices. The collaboration fostered a spirit of innovation and camaraderie. One day, while working on a particularly challenging project, the crew encountered an unexpected setback. A malfunction in the equipment threatened to undo months of progress. Frustration mounted, and the crew felt the weight of the failure. However, instead of succumbing to despair, they regrouped and refocused their efforts. Through teamwork and creative problem-solving, they identified the root cause of the issue and devised a solution. The crew's resilience and ingenuity paid off as they successfully resolved the equipment malfunction. Their triumph was not only a technical achievement but also a testament to their unwavering commitment. The experience strengthened their bond and reinforced the value of collaboration. The crew and their alien allies celebrated their success, sharing in the joy of overcoming adversity together. As the project progressed, the crew encountered another challenge, an unexpected shift in the alien planet's climate. The weather patterns became unpredictable, posing new risks to their efforts. The crew adapted to the changing conditions, employing their expertise and creativity to navigate the challenges. Their flexibility and resourcefulness ensured that the project remained on track. One evening, as the crew gathered around a campfire, they reflected on their journey. The mission had evolved from a simple exploration to a profound transformation. The crew had not only prevented an invasion but had also forged a lasting partnership with the alien army. The experience had broadened their horizons and deepened their understanding of the universe. The crew felt a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing that they had contributed to a brighter future for both Earth and the alien planet. However, the crew's work was far from over. They needed to prepare for their return to Earth, ensuring that their findings and experiences would benefit humanity. The crew began the process of documenting their discoveries and preparing for the journey home. The anticipation of returning to Earth was mixed with a sense of nostalgia for the alien planet. The crew felt a bittersweet farewell as they packed their belongings and bid farewell to their new allies. The crew's departure from the alien planet was bittersweet. They had formed deep connections with their alien allies, and the thought of leaving was difficult. However, they knew that their mission was not yet complete. The crew boarded the Odyssey, their minds filled with memories and lessons learned. As the ship lifted off, they looked back at the planet they had come to know and love. The journey back to Earth was long and filled with reflection. The crew spent hours discussing their experiences, analyzing the data they had collected, and contemplating the future. They realized that their mission had changed them in profound ways. The crew had grown not only in their understanding of the universe, but also in their capacity for empathy and cooperation. The experience had taught them invaluable lessons about the complexities of diplomacy and the importance of unity. Upon their return to Earth, the crew was greeted with heroism and acclaim. Their achievements were celebrated worldwide, and their story inspired countless individuals. The crew shared their experiences with the public, emphasizing the significance of understanding and cooperation in addressing global challenges. Their message resonated deeply, fostering a wave of optimism and unity. One evening, as the crew gathered for a private dinner, they reflected on their journey. The conversation turned to the unexpected challenges they had faced and the lessons they had learned. Commander Mitchell shared a personal anecdote about a moment of doubt during the mission. "There were times when I questioned our choices," she admitted. "But looking back, I realized that our willingness to listen and understand was what truly made the difference." The crew's reflections continued as they shared stories and insights from their mission. Dr. Vargas spoke about the scientific breakthroughs they had achieved, while Engineer Thompson highlighted the technological advancements they had developed. Lieutenant Parker recounted the intense battles they had fought, emphasizing the importance of teamwork and resilience. Each member of the crew contributed to the conversation, offering unique perspectives and valuable lessons. As the evening drew to a close, the crew realized the lasting impact of their mission. They had not only prevented an invasion but had also laid the groundwork for a new era of interstellar diplomacy. The crew felt a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment, knowing that their actions had shaped the future. Their experiences had taught them invaluable lessons about the complexities of cooperation and the importance of empathy. In the days following their return, the crew continued to share their experiences with the public, inspiring a new generation of explorers and diplomats. Their story became a symbol of hope and unity, reminding everyone of the potential for positive change. The crew's legacy extended far beyond their mission, influencing policies and shaping attitudes toward interstellar relations. One day, while visiting a museum dedicated to space exploration, the crew came across a display featuring artifacts from their mission. The sight brought back vivid memories and emotions. Commander Mitchell paused for a moment, lost in thought. "It feels like a lifetime ago," she murmured. "But the lessons we learned will stay with us forever." The crew's journey had come full circle, leaving an indelible mark on both Earth and the alien planet. Their experiences had transformed them, instilling a deeper understanding of the universe and the potential for cooperation. The crew's legacy would continue to inspire future generations, serving as a reminder of the power of unity and empathy. As the crew prepared for their next mission, they carried with them the lessons learned from their previous adventure. They knew that the challenges ahead would be formidable, but they were ready to face them with determination and resilience. The crew's story would endure, a testament to the boundless possibilities of exploration and the enduring power of human spirit. And so, the crew of the Odyssey embarked on their next mission, filled with hope and determination. They knew that the universe held endless wonders and challenges, and they were ready to embrace them. Their journey was far from over, and the future held infinite possibilities. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting space adventures. And here's a question for you. How would you handle a similar situation if you were part of the crew?